homies, what's up? This is not really a 2026. I'm riding a 2025 Honda Grom. I put 2026 in because it was kind of late. A few months ago I found a deal on a last year's model when they were bringing in the 2026s, so I swooped up on it, but they're the exact same thing. I don't believe anything at all has changed on them. They're both this new the new look. At first I didn't love it. I really liked that washer look of the last one, but what I realize now is that these are a lot easier to wrap because they don't have those big washers. So if you look at the wraps of the last model, there would have to be a lot of cutouts. Now on this one it could be a more cohesive, solid wrap. Anyway, this bike has been a ton of fun. I had to sell my Ninja 500, unfortunately. Needed some money at the time, so sold that. A little later got this for cheaper, and I'm having a blast on it. And surprisingly, it carries me well. So I'm 220 pounds, 6 foot, 32-inch inseam. I fit great on this, probably better than I fit on the Ninja 500. I was surprised that it could go so fast with me on it being 220. I didn't get the best start, but we're going uphill, up a big hill, and I'm going to 52 right now, 50. But I'm in 5th gear. I bet you I could drop it down to 4th gear, see if I could get something. Oh, this is the big climb. But even still, going, you know, 50 up a huge hill, I know it's hard to see on videos, but that's a big climb. It's really surprising for a 125 single. And now, I believe it's in 22 or possibly 21, they got the 5-speed transmission rather than it used to be 4-speed. But this is all a big climb and now a little dip. Starting to pick up more speed, 53. And that's the fun thing about these, is that you kind of got to just cheat the system, get some momentum and speed when you can, carry it through up the hill. You got to shift to be in the right gear for the right situation. It's like a little game. I didn't know how I'd feel about being so low powered, but it's actually pretty fun. Around town, it's more than enough power. I passed a lot of cars. Allegedly, someone that looks exactly like me has been on the freeway with it. Allegedly. I wouldn't ride for a while on the freeway, but a couple exits, if it's easier than taking the street, hop on, tuck in. Hey, let's tuck in right now. 53, downhill. 65, 66, 67, oh shit. Okay, I'm not gonna keep pushing it. Downhill we could get some good speed up. I bet you I could have hit 70 if I didn't have to pull off. You know, on the flat ground, tucked in, I could get 55 to 57 miles an hour, that is, being 220 pounds, which is really fantastic. But anyway, I was talking about how it fits me. Yeah, I'm 6 foot, 32-inch inseam, and super comfortable. It's actually more comfortable than my Ninja 500 used to be, and I really like that Ninja 500. I had the taller seat on it, the OEM tall seat. You're more leaned forward. This, you're sitting straight up. I love the stock handlebars. I know a lot of people switch them, but I like them because they're tall. They come to me. My shoulders are relaxed, my arms are relaxed. This is more like a sport touring kind of riding position. There's a great amount of leg space. My legs aren't tucked up. It's just super comfortable. A lot of room. You know, for being such a small bike, it's built for a whole range of people. Small people can be on it, and taller people can be on it, and you could go taller than me. My knees are nowhere close to hitting the bars. If you're 6'3", 6'4", I'm sure you got a ton of room there. So fitting on it was a concern I had, and honestly, speed was a concern. Watch a lot of YouTube videos of people that are 150 pounds and they could get it going 60 miles an hour. I'm like, yeah, but what if you're fat? Surprisingly, it's got a ton of pep. These are super cheap bikes, which is awesome for the wallet, but it comes with some downsides. and not a lot. I mean, to me, you got to think about what you're paying for. You can't be hoping for everything in that price point. But that's the fun thing about these. There's a lot you can customize. I'd say that's 30% of the fun. 70% of the fun of this is riding this damn thing. It's a hoot. Just a little tiny wheelbase flicking around everywhere. Anyway, oh, but yes, there are some downsides. One I noticed right away that made it almost unrideable for me was the mirrors. Yeah, the stock mirrors, I couldn't see behind me at all. The problem was they didn't go, these are aftermarket. The problem is they didn't go out far enough, so the stem would probably stop here, then the mirror would actually be there, but I'm just getting all my shoulders, I'm not a small guy, and I'm just getting me in the mirror, and it's not helping. So it would have to be angled out, but I could see the other lane, but I can't see if anybody's coming up behind me to rear end me, and that was just, I did not feel comfortable riding like that. So I got these, which come out further, and I've never seen anybody talk about them, and to me they're the best thing you could do right off the bat. These are Kawasaki Z900 RS mirrors. They're from 2022, but any of those new modern ones I'm sure will fit. They're the same thread pitch, same thread direction, and you can find them on eBay or wherever used, super cheap, a lot cheaper than going with something like expensive Rizomas and all those other bar end mirrors. And for me, I don't like bar end mirrors. I mean, they look cool, but I want it in my vision path. What's happening?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, when you get an upgrade?
To what? Upgrade?
I'm almost as fast as you. Give me a half hour, I'll catch you. I could have beat that R1, but I'm trying to make this video. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get him. 52. No. Yeah, so these Z900 RS mirrors, they come out a little further, and instead of the, I have another video on it if you want to check them out where I hold them up against each other, but the mirror would be right here, and now they're just a little out, just enough to get a good purchase behind you, which makes splitting lanes a little bit harder. Not really, but technically you have less space, it sticks out a little more, but I'm totally fine splitting lanes everywhere. Just gotta watch yourself, but you gotta do that. I mean, the stock ones are in closer and they make it really easy, but they're just useless. Why have them? And that's the thing I don't like about bar and mirrors. They stick out, make your handlebars wider, where this is only probably a ½ inch wider than my handlebars.
There you go.
I told you. These stick out just a touch more than your handlebars, which is perfectly fine, but now I can see behind me super easy. It's a great view. And these mirrors, if you find them on eBay or something, they're probably, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 bucks, something like that. A lot cheaper than aftermarket ones that are like, I don't know, 150 bucks each. Something crazy. For mirrors, nah, I'm good. The other thing stock that I pretty much hated about it was the suspension. Super soft. I mean, it's fun. You could definitely buy this, hop on and go, but the suspension is so soft and springy, especially the front. When you're in turns, it'll kind of be, you're leaned over, it's kind of pogo sticking on you, and it does not feel comfortable, safe, secure. None of those S words. Well, it might be shit. Had to fix that, and then the rear end is just both of them together. I'm 220, sit on it, and it goes whoop, just sits down. Now you got ½ an inch of suspension left, and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I was looking at it, I was gonna get the springs for the front forks, and I may do that in the future, but what I saw people online doing was they just replaced the oil with a different weight. I was like, you know what, let me try that first. 12 bucks for some oil. Let's see what that does, and then if it doesn't work out well, I get the springs. And sure enough, works like a dream. And that fixed the front. But that left me with a rear end that was all saggy diaper butt. And then I needed something better for the rear end. I looked at all the things. I love the look of the Olins and all that. More expensive stuff, but I didn't really want anything that crazy adjustable, because most of the times I get those adjustable things and I don't know what I'm doing. I mess up everything, and it's worse than it was stock. A lot of times the shocks I like to get are just, they are what they are. Yeah, so I got the Racing Bros Mono R shock for the rear, and they've been perfect for me. I think it's got a little bit of adjustment for the damping, obviously preload adjustment, but not too much, not too crazy with the adjustments. No reservoirs, no nothing like that. Just straight up shock, different weight for the shock and all that, which is great. I went with the heavier, the shock they could do with heavier weights, and it's cool. 220 pounds, Mono R shock. And I think they're actually built for the previous version of Groms. There's something different about the years, but I don't really know what is actually different, but works fine for me, went in fine. And now with the shocks done, front and rear, and mirrors, I'm golden. I don't need anything else. I know a lot of people like to have fun and do all the engine stuff and all that, but this bike is fun, reliable, great miles per gallon. I'm getting 114 miles per gallon right now, which isn't the 160 miles a gallon that's claimed, but that's because I'm riding it like a moron. I slide the rear tire around all the time. I got off-road real quick. Get back, let's go. That's the fun with these things. It's just, you can rip around, have a ton of fun within the law, you know, pretty much. Yeah, other than those few things, like I said, there's not a lot to hate on this bike. Now, if you're asking me, would I buy this as a first bike? Maybe. It's great to learn on for sure. These things are so inviting and small and don't have crazy power, so it's cool as a first bike for sure, but you're not going to be able to do highway stuff. You're not going to be able to do faster rides with friends you meet and all that. You'll be restricted to riding with other mini moto owners, or, you know, having your friend go painfully slow for them. 99% of the time we're riding by ourselves anyway, at least I am. So I wouldn't let that discourage me, but I think probably still the Ninja 500 and 400 and all those are the best beginner bikes, because they're so easy to use, but they'll grow with you. It'll get you going 100 plus on the highway. Not that you even need to be going that fast, but this thing will strictly stay in the city. Another thing I wish this had was an adjustable front clutch lever, because it engages really far out. It's like almost at the end of the travel, and I got smaller hands, so I wish I could adjust that to bring it in, but for how cheap this thing is, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, so concluding thoughts, this is a great bike. It's super fun. There's a ton of utility in it, because you could just ride it around town, put a rack on the back of the little box, take it to the grocery store, get a little something. You could get in and out of there real quick. Makes it easy when going doing errands. I ride a lot for errands, so I'll split through everybody, get a nice parking spot on the sidewalk or something, allegedly, and yeah, you could be in and out, do your thing while everybody's still trying to get there and trying to find a parking spot. It's definitely more than enough around town. I pass a lot of people splitting by them. You know, even if you don't get them straight speed. Just gotta play a long game in this. Love this thing. Ton of fun.